Thomas. Hi.
Uh, Hi, Isaac. Hi. Yeah, I've been coming to the meeting to check in because my system is a bit in overload last
Hmm.
couple of days. Um,
If it's possible, Thomas, just honor it. It's okay. That's what a healthy nervous system does. It's just to recognize that's how your system is responding at the moment. And whilst it's in overload, it's very difficult to explore anything. So
yeah,
something in you new, you can resource here, maybe, we'll see. And so you tuned in.
yeah,
And it's okay. Overwhelm can happen. It can happen. All of us, any of us.
yeah,
So see if it's possible just to be gentle with it. You don't have to change it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to understand it. Yeah, just beautiful. Just let it express like that. It's okay. And just watch where something in you is trying to keep it together, doesn't let it, you know, you're there for people so often to resource through you, and it's okay. But your system also can need that at times. It's okay. It's so cool. It's okay. And there comes a breath. And just feeling that breath going in and out. And just the miracle of breath. My God.
Ah,
Okay, just let it do its thing. Hands off. Just let it. Don't have to control it. It doesn't mean anything about you. Just allowing the system just to be met and held here. If I was within touching distance, I would offer you a hand or a foot or something. But you can imagine it if you want to,
yeah,
just either holding a hand or
yeah.
someone standing behind you and just it's
I
yeah,
can, yeah, I can feel that you're there, Isaac.
yeah, cool.
Ah,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just here. And it's so fine that you feel safe enough to just show this. But for me, I feel honored. I can imagine just being held and you could put your head on my shoulder if that's soothing. Whatever I'm just making suggestions. You feel what's right in you.
yeah, I picture that I'm in the Sangha again and just being there and with you
And you've
sitting.
never left. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You can feel, slowly the chemicals that are part of that overwhelm are calming down a little bit, and they take their time. There's no rushing it. Once the chemicals are released in the nervous system, they just take as long as they take to be reabsorbed. And you're just watching carefully just how just be here watching gently, nothing to fix, nothing to change.
yeah.
There's so much happening on every level in the world at the moment. And then I don't know what's going on personally, but I mean, just, there is just so much happening. The world is,
True.
yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's just,
Yeah, oh, it's calming down a bit. Yeah.
yeah, it will, it does. Just again, if it's possible, do nothing to try and push it to calm down. Just let it. It has its own intelligence. You just gently present. That's all. I know there's an impulse to want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a fear that it's too much and that I'm losing my ability to be present.
I can understand that fear. Just notice it. It's a thought. That's all.
Yeah.
If possible, don't feed it. You just notice that thought come, let it come, let it come.
Yeah.
Your nature is presence. There is no I that can be present. Your nature is presence itself. The I that wants to be present, I mean, it's a nice idea, but it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had this concussion, and because of that, I've been working too long, and now this trauma is resurfacing, and in this trauma, it felt that I couldn't be present, that there was just only this overwhelm.
Mm.
And this is now because my head is not working totally as it used to. It's really difficult to serve these um, this trauma impulses which are coming up.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So maybe together we can.
Yeah.
Just no agenda. We just see what wants to show itself. We know each other by heart.
Yeah.
We know what we love. We hear, and just to connect, to see that whatever trauma is there, Thomas, it has nothing to do with you. It's like, and somehow existence or this great intelligence is using this expression of itself called Thomas for this exploration. So we just,
Yeah.
There's nothing to be achieved. There's nothing to be accomplished. We just, somehow this bump on the head happened.
Yeah.
Just, I went over it quite quickly where I said, there is no I that can be present.
Mm.
Your nature is present. Even if the brain isn't functioning properly, there's presence, there's awareness of that.
Yeah.
There might not be the normal clarity or whatever else is there, but the presence is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that.
So it's not a doing at all. It requires no effort. And of course, like you get a bonk on the head and the system is adjusting to new information.
Yeah.
And again, no agenda, just here, just resting. It'll show us. What wants to be seen will show itself. And you can feel your attention is getting wider, your field is including more just without effort by itself. And, just as best as you can, just describe what just came across the screen.
Sorry?
In your own, whatever way you can find, if you can find a way to describe this wave that just came, just what are the different elements of it, the different sensations of it, the thoughts maybe.
Yeah, it feels like really deep inside of my body it's releasing. It's like there's some tension.
Cool. Cool.
And it's releasing. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And you're taking care,
Yeah.
getting yourself warm, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I feel it's getting softer. I feel
Yeah.
Yeah. This deep feeling of yeah, loneliness, and that there's nothing nobody can do to help me, but I feel that I can be more present with it, and there's not more space around it, and I can feel you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
So that came on the screen, that aloneness, and it's like so in a way you could say that's a filter.
Yeah.
Like who knows from where it comes. It can come from generations back, that filter, and so at this moment we're resting. I don't know where the boundaries are, or, it's just resting and awareness, aware of itself in a way. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like more flow is just naturally happening in the body. Simple stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That filter, I guess many of us know it. Oh, I've got to do it by myself, and I'm all alone. And I mean, I guess it's a very generic, well-known.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm checking in, so I'm not doing it by myself, So
and in truth, it's like it's just a construct, because we're not separate from totality ever. We don't exist without air, without everything. The whole universe. There is no separation. There can't be.
Yeah.
There's such a feeling, you could say, and a thought that you could say a perceptual habit in a way. Something like that. Not real. It's not true. It's just old information. The sense of being alone. It's such a familiar uh, filter, yeah. It's like, and it really gets explored or looked at. But when we really look at it, it's what's it made of? It's a feeling, it's a thought. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those days in this trauma, what's coming up, even sometimes the normal things became threatening. You know, that like just
Yeah, of course.
like the even the yeah, like you could say nature almost got threatening, and so it used to be, yeah, it's crazy how this and how these filters, how real they feel then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting is how quick it can shift, and all of a sudden, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Like, it seemed real, but poof, and it's burst like a bubble.
I'm I'm picturing. Do you know this image of I think it's a tarot image of this Buddha overflowing, and I'm picturing just laying at your chest, and it feels like, you know, I can rest again and feel this, that it's all fine and safe, and yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
happily, yeah. Just for fun, if you have the capacity to go to gallery view
Mm.
on your, you know, if you go up to the right-hand corner of your screen and on view and press gallery, then you can see everybody for a moment.
Just see how to.
If you get to the top right of your screen, there's a little, in English it says view. I don't know what it says in Dutch. It's the top right of my screen. Anyway, so
Ah,
I
yeah.
find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Ah,
then you
yeah.
go to gallery, and then you can see
Yeah.
everyone.
Ah, yeah.
And then just, did anyone get any value from this exploration? Just so you can see. Thanks, Thomas.
Yeah. Thank you, Isaac. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so welcome. Antje.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Antje.
I'm happy to see you in your house.
Me too. It's been hectic, you know, with like, okay, any moment you might have to run, you know,
Yes.
escape. Yeah.
But not now, not in this moment.
Not now. Not now. I mean, and I feel really relaxed. And I
Mm,
see how different nervous systems are. Like some of my neighbors are so kind of it triggers their whole nervous system. They, you know, like they're all over the place. And for me, yeah, it's okay. If I need to go, I go. If I have a house, I have a house. If I don't, I don't.
mm.
Oh, Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Isaac.
Hmm.
So, your house is okay.
So far. Today was actually a challenging day because the winds were very strong and firefighters were, I could say, aware that these strong winds can really get the fire going. So there were helicopters all day again, pouring water wherever hot spots came up. We unbelievably lucky, my God.
Yeah, I felt I've been challenged in this kind of perception of possession, because my case is very, very mild, but it triggers like strong reaction because basically put all of our money in building this house, which we really like, but it has this leak that, and then like when there's strong rain, which is now, it's like a lot of water goes in, and I see it kind of triggers a lot of really strong
Yeah.
reactions.
Yeah.
Like something like and
Yeah.
I was like kind of a small anxiety, and then I also was witnessing this perception of possession, like this is my possession and I want to take care of it, and
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. All, in my view, all fantastic opportunities just to look at the structure, like these structures that exist that we've been take so for granted. Yeah. We're conditioned into that's the way it is, but yet you start looking, okay, good, I get to have the use of it. And possession feels like it. And yet we know it's from one minute to the next, someone can come and say it's not. It's not that way. It was just a thought.
yeah. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a challenge to, to find this place of freedom and but also live in this place while, because in the
Taking
past
care, of course. You're there, and of course, practically you want to stop the leak.
yeah, yeah. Also with money, just I think 2000 ago also somebody was talking about this fear of not having money, and I see it within myself also lately. And like it brings this fear, of survival fears, I guess. And like it takes a moment just to kind of, relax that basically.
Yeah, and just see, look, it's not personal. It's just so generic. I mean, it lives in almost all of our psyches. Yeah. Who knows? Inherited how many generations back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it doesn't even show up on our radar as a filter. It's just so assumed to be how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
My body, my mind, my partner, my land, my. That's just like, even my life. I mean, just all these constructs. Yeah?
Yeah. Very old. Yeah, because there's something that cannot express in this limitation, you know, something more simple. Simplicity of being alive.
And the recognition of that, just the beauty that arises. Yeah?
Yeah, because I feel like the impulse, the original impulse is just to kind of, you know, I don't know how to put it in words, but to be yourself basically, you know, in this unique form and just, you know, playing, expressing, being.
Enjoying this moment as the beloved, however you want to describe it, whatever words you use for that. Recognizing this moment is as God as it gets, doesn't get more God than this. This is it. Because for most of us, we've been waiting, just waiting for a better moment. We wait our whole lives, waiting finally for, well, we don't even know what. This kind of conviction that whatever this is, this isn't it. There's something else that we got to.
I would love to surrender that. Because I do see this tendency, like when it feels good, then it's good, and when it doesn't feel good, it's waiting to feel good again, you know?
Mhm.
Is it like about humility, you know, to surrender, like,
You know, to me, it's like, how do we receive this moment? You know, here it is. You can't keep this moment out, you know, it's like here. And the only thing that can happen is a thought that this isn't it, or this isn't what I asked for, this isn't what I wanted. I wanted something. That's all that ever troubles us. But the way of like really being caressed by this moment, I mean, that wasn't part of our conditioning. Yeah? We were conditioned, you'll be happy later, yeah? When.
things are okay?
Always tying happiness to something that it hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like letting go of this kind of idea of what is okay and what is not okay, and
And this whole postponement, of this postponement of, listen, universe, I'll only enjoy my life when it's the way I think it should be. And until then, I'm sorry, I'm not going to enjoy it. I've made terrible mistakes. Only conversation with the universe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel something in the heart is like becomes more quiet because it's a form of kind of seeking, no, like to wait for the better moment, or
Yeah, for sure.
and even if there is a good moment, it's like the eye is trying to enjoy it, which is kind of not really it, you know.
Yeah, so what makes a moment good?
I
I
think
mean,
in the
really and
definition
truly,
of, yeah,
to me, it just seems when there's no expectation, no wanting, it's just being caressed by totality. Say it like that. It's like, I call it meeting the moment as the beloved, or how do you point to that simplicity of just, wow, wow, thank you.
it's kind of like a receiving what you're talking about.
Receiving, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, we, galaxies upon galaxies upon galaxies, nature and life and everything, it's just
Mm.
in the midst of like madness. So many expressions of life that are identified with, sure.
Yeah, it's like mm. So you mean like receiving the moment as the beloved is like you kind of go beyond appearances of what this moment is?
Because, look, this moment is information. It's just different wavelengths of light, of temperature, of sound, of pressure, it's like, but usually it gets interpreted through our conditioning and our trauma load, and we end up with a perception, and we think the perception is real. But it's just, it's a tapestry of sensation. And most of the time, the habit, you could say, is just to believe the perception, the interpretation. But if we look deeply, like we really don't know what's going on. We don't know, you know, there's just sensation there. It's just information. It's just everywhere and nowhere. It's
Yeah, the feeling is I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. But not knowing is just kind of like opened up to this presence, you know, that infiltrates. Yeah, I really see how the perception is trying to cover up, you know,
mm,
the energy behind the not knowing, basically.
yeah. Because it moves in so quickly into I like and I don't like, the good and bad and all of that. And yet you see those are constructs. They just
Beautiful. I really feel like a lot of weight is gradually like lifted, you know, from something.
cool, man.
I just wanted to shortly ask you about the celebration because is it like I never been to a retreat, but is it basically like a retreat or
You know, it's 2 meetings a day for a week. And so it's like marinating in a field where you don't have to do anything and subtle exploration happens by itself. Doesn't matter who's raising raising their hand. It's
yeah,
nowhere to get to, just resting.
beautiful.
And then it's interesting when there's a in-person retreat where people are all present for a week, and then we do 3 meetings a day. I mean, that's where the field it gets. It's yeah. I love it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, yeah, sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Well,
join the online one for now and wait for you to
yeah.
come to Europe.
Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Ah, Christina. Bonetta. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Good to be here again.
Welcome.
I'd like to connect a little bit more.
Just framing it a slightly different way. When we say we'd like to connect, it comes from feeling disconnected.
Mm.
So at this moment here, just the recognition that just to see if there is actually any separation.
Mm.
There actually isn't here. So just then there's total connection, it's like you don't have to do anything. It's not a doing. In other words, it's just a recognition of how it actually is. Yeah.
Mm. Just like you said, there's such a turmoil in the world that when you talked to Nama last Friday, you asked her, is there any war within you? That was such a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have such a love for peace, and I notice I can feel the peace, and hours later there's so much negativity, judgments. I can see judgments in my head. I think they're not my judgments. I feel I've never judged about these people. It's like they're hanging in the air or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're not my.
We live in a world where there's just so much information being put out on the airwaves, and there's so many people, expressions of life, you could say, that get the information from that, and then the whole system resonates at that frequency, and of course we feel it. So like you say, there's all these judgments and stirring up, like justifications and rationalizations and all this stuff. And then if there's anyone that just says, look, give peace a chance, just their voice gets drowned out in the way. It's just no, this is a problem and we have to fix it. Somehow we have to fix it, and the way to fix it is by whatever the. And yet, if we look, we know punishment does not work. It never has worked. Our jailing system, the whole system of law and punishment, it's a completely, first of all, corrupt system. It's not equal and fair by any means. And at the same time, it just, if you go deep into it, you see it's just some people make a lot of money, and it's not for the benefit of mankind or womankind. When I say mankind, I include everyone actually. But then it's like it's in our psyche of punishment, and like it used to be that we would hit our children. Nowadays, that's not so popular anymore in our culture, but I guess some cultures it still is. But all we teach our children is to hit, it's like, it's nuts. It's like, yeah.
It certainly is nuts, and it touched an old pattern of mine, which I wasn't aware of at first last week, that I think I'm doing everything wrong, and that made me so nervous that even when someone told me in the street something, that I did something wrong, I didn't do anything wrong, but I just got nervous. I couldn't say anything, and I just felt I shouldn't say anything because this is just a really old pattern.
So you can see that's old information. We really don't know how many generations that go back.
Many.
Yeah. So all you know is that it came up and you look at it, you see, okay, wow.
Yeah.
There's this feeling of you could say not the right just to be you, just the way you are.
Mm.
That you have to do something according to what somebody else thinks.
Mhm.
And you know, to live a lifetime through that filter is not a very
It's not comfortable.
easy.
No,
No, for sure. It's horrible.
it's impossible to almost function at those moments.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And yet, you know, when it's when somehow we're carrying it from other generations or from conditioning in this lifetime, it just plays in the background and filters everything. So it's beautiful when it starts to come into view. It's not comfortable.
Mm.
But okay, well, there's a sense of being wrong or having done something wrong. Or, okay, well, is that true? What is that? It's just a flavor, a feeling, a filter, you could say. It's not who I am by any means. I don't know really where it comes from, but maybe you can find it in your mother's lineage or your father's lineage or both.
Especially my father.
Yeah.
What I can kind of feel underneath it is such a willingness to help and to do good and to things like that. So there must be some kind of
Entanglement there.
an idea of
Yeah.
that like I'm not good enough, so I come up with
Yeah.
ideas how it's good.
Yeah.
And then of course you get
Yeah.
all the time the feeling I as a child I just gave up. I was just a total zombie as far as I remember. So
Yeah. It's beautiful that it's showing itself again, and just to see it, you don't have to do anything with it. You just see, okay, well, it's not real, it's not true, it has nothing to do with you. In this moment, it's okay to meet this moment as the beloved, to savor it, to really, okay, I'm here as love. I don't have to do anything. I can just be what I am.
mm,
Yeah.
there's not
And that is
not a
love.
right way how to be.
No, there's no special way to be. That's clear. And then, you know, the capacity of just, in a sense, just recognizing what we're here for. I'm not here to do good. I'm just here as peace itself.
That's enough.
And in that, every thought form, everything that's kind of, you know, the old patterns, old information will come up and get seen and come to peace, you know,
Mm.
comes to peace in peace. It's not about getting anywhere. It's just, okay, it can show itself because we're not so busy with other nonsense, you know.
Mm. Yes, it's getting a bit softer now.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thanks. Maria.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Maria.
How are you? How is the
Good.
fire going?
I don't know, it's still smoldering, but I feel safe.
So the wind is gone now?
No, the wind was blowing like crazy. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's really big winds, but luckily in the right direction. So
Oh, I wish you luck.
I feel lucky. I feel lucky, independent of circumstances.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to hear. So what I want to ask, I just read in the newspaper about the Aborigines that they didn't get any seat in the parliament, and this is or comes into my mind. Maybe this has something to do with this fire and things around you, because
No.
no.
You know, it's like it's a big story. In Australia, there's all these different tribes of Aboriginals.
Mhm.
More than 600, I think 630 something. And one tribe is not allowed to speak for another tribe.
Okay.
That's their law.
Ah,
But then somebody had a bright idea. Okay, let's give the Aboriginals a voice.
yeah.
And we don't have to listen to the voice, but they can just tell us what they would like, but we don't have to listen to it.
Mhm.
So to me, it's like, look, you have a voice now, but I don't have to listen to you. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? And then how do you get 630 people? You can get 15 people representing them. Then what about all the rest of the people? It's just, because they're not allowed by their own law to speak for each other. So then you get a few people that are paid by corporations or whatever because they want to mine on their lands or whatever they want to do. It was doomed to not work. And again, one of these funny things, I think they spent something like $400 million trying to influence people to vote yes for this. And then if you dig even deeper to it, the Aboriginal, when the British came here, they said there were no people here because they didn't regard the Aboriginals as people, which was completely false. And so now the basis of the government that they formed was based on the grounds that there weren't any people here, which was a complete lie. And then they now want to include people in a already complete corrupt system. And some people go, no, we don't want to be included in that. And others go, wow, yes, we want a voice. And some people go, oh, it's time the Aboriginals had a voice. I mean, it's just, to me, completely missing the point. But that's just my perspective. Other people see it very differently.
And what would be the best?
The best would be a complete revamping of the political system, the money system, the educational system, so that people start to recognize that there's no
That's
boundaries.
all over the world, yeah.
Yeah. When you've got a completely, I mean, I don't know if there's anyone that believes that politics is honest, that it isn't completely corrupt. for me, it's so clear that it's a corrupt system. Once money is in it, corrupt. It's just, it is like that. And our money system is designed that rich people get richer and poor people get poorer. It's that's inherent in its design. And as long as that's going along, how's there going to be peace on this planet? Or, you know,
Yeah.
it's like so. And then you get the very rich in control of all the media. Just there's 5 or 6 people that own all the media on the planet, and feeding rubbish into everybody's brains, conditioning and rubbish, getting people afraid. And
Yeah,
so,
this is the
if you
problem.
ask me, how do we fix it? And this is a waking up. Good luck. You're just putting band-aids over pus and rot.
Yeah, anyway, the Aborigines, they have people, they are very powerful, I think, and on a different level, not
Yeah.
on the material level. For that, I asked you.
But
So,
you know, again, when you say Aboriginals, there's again such a wide range. It's
yeah,
like saying Germans. You know,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
I
It's
know.
like, yeah,
So they have very wise people and also
everything.
the other
Alcoholics
one.
and people that are traumatized up the wazoo. That, I mean, if you know what happened here, it's like every child that was born was taken away from its mother and put into terrible circumstance.
Mm.
You know, they call it the stolen generation, all in the name of Christianity, actually. Civilize these terrible. And yet, you know, I mean, okay, that's history. But that's happened to it's indigenous people all around the world. It's not here. I mean, it's
Yeah, for that I thought it could be maybe a sign, a good sign for the Aborigines everywhere in the world. Yeah. So
yeah, in a way, you know, it's like having been brought up in South Africa, where there was such a messed up system for a long time, and then along came a consciousness named Mandela. That, I mean, my feeling, if he never came in, there would have been blood in the streets, and there still may be, because there's still so much going on there. It's just, but it needs, you know, someone that is truly of the heart, that wants to, you know, invite something different.
this happens or not, so it's not in our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and that's good to see. It's, you know, like, to me, it's like it's clear that this great intelligence is playing every single part, from the terrorists to the saints. The same intelligence is playing every part. And when we come with our minds to try and fix something, usually it makes a bigger mess. Unless it's just a genuine movement of love.
Yeah, sometimes not so easy to accept all the miseries and to see the whole thing in it.
I don't think it's about accepting. I would never accept the miseries. It's deeper than accepting. It's compassion, really feeling the great intelligence everywhere.
Mm. difficult. I have this you. And still there are
That's, that's that's just my view, I guess. You don't have to believe anything I say. That's just one perspective. Yeah.
no, it touches my heart when you speak like this. So and also I am very my mood is more in a range against persons I think they want to do or they don't respect my way to life to live, or things I handle with my plants, the friends I see to grow and others don't respect, and all these things. And here I am sitting. Yeah.
I just start with the movements happening in you and leave the world's problems. You can't solve them.
This is the little world in the big world.
Yeah.
Yeah. May I sit a little while with you in quietness, Isaac?
Yes, with pleasure.
Thank you. So healing to sit with you. Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you. So,
Hi, Isaac.
hey, Sylvie.
Hi. Would like to recognize the non-separation.
Just tell me simply where awareness begins and ends. In your own knowing, in your own seeing. Not your own perception, but your own that awareness. Where does it begin and end? that little being growing in your belly, there's awareness there, even though it might not have the mature perception yet, or any, like there's definitely awareness. Yeah.
That question made me land so much in the heart, and it feels so free. And the system is also really getting used to it.
Beautiful.
It's really turning about feeling comfortable with not knowing and feeling so free.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like letting love express in the world or speak or through us, it's like.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention that because I have the same situation at the moment as the Aboriginals. From our political party, we have is it in English also a referendum?
Yes.
Yes, in our city, and we're really fighting for it. And 95 of the city is with us, and I feel like a female Terminator. There's so much fire in my system to fight them. It's non-stoppable, and it's amazing. Yeah.
But this is what's interesting, just to look if there's another model besides fighting. I mean, even in fighting,
Yeah.
there's karate where you destroy your opponent. There's Aikido where you use your opponent's energy to bring them to peace.
Yeah, it's
so
both.
So, to me, it's like when you get two people fighting, it's just like this. But when your interest is peace, it's
Yeah.
not then it's like there's nothing to push against. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I for myself, I see sometimes, like somebody says something and then my system takes a position and it goes into like a kind of an argument, but that never goes. That's war, just it's a verbal war then. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like a war. It feels like free flow, and that life wants this to happen. And I like it so much. I love it, really.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, and I have the same thing. Sometimes, just like, okay, look, I see you see it differently. It's okay. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And, maybe there's some things we could look at together, or maybe not, whatever. It's just like.
Yeah. So we're now looking at how much pressure they can handle from the people. So it's nice.
What do they want to change in the referendum? They want to
Yeah, it is from the WEF.
Yeah, World Economic Forum. Yeah.
World Economic Forum, yes. And they want to, how do you say that? Discourage of riding and owning your own car. And they want to let the people pay all over the town. We have 130,000 people here. And everybody has to pay for the place everywhere. Every neighborhood, everywhere, it's all being paid, and they want it 50% more expensive also. So it is from World Economic Forum, and you own nothing and be happy. And we're like fighting machines. It's nice. It's a game.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And also here, especially spiritual people saying, "Oh no, don't give your attention to that, and be love and light." But life is also asking me to do this. So it's
No, those are just ideas again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, to me, it's like, you know, a king can be a king and he can deal with everything that a king has to deal with, that as love, as peace.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and so, yeah, so that's it. It's not about that you know, shouldn't address what's going on. It's
Yeah,
not that at all. It's just, okay, looking at it and seeing it from as much love and clarity as possible. And then,
yeah,
love can say no, loudly
yeah,
and clearly.
yeah,
No thanks.
definitely.
No,
Yeah.
no thanks. Not interested.
Yeah. Loud and clear, yes.
Yeah. Love, peace, beauty.
Thanks.
Esther.
Yes,
Hi, Esther.
I just would love to sit in nice presence. There's something relaxing, and there's such an issue of old information that people start to fight with me when that's moving or whatever kind of movement is there. So, and of course, it's my mind's brainwashed with that information. So I'd love to hear, to feel some other information. So that's were the words. Sorry.
No worries.
And it's besides that, it's the place where I wake up every night with a kick in my stomach. That's kind of stuff. And it's not important that there's a story around it, not where it comes
You
from
know,
or not, or
yeah, you know, the story is, you could say, just thinking, trying to find some way of coming to peace, but it never works.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Feel a lot of kicking and fighting energy around you. It's not personal, I was like.
Don't take a person. you know, it's just when our system perceives a threat, our amygdala,
What?
when our system
Yes.
perceives
Yes.
a threat,
Yeah.
yeah. What happens, our whole system, like all the chemicals, everything, yeah, get fired up. And then once that's running, you know, it's like, what allows that to quieten down? So, you know, it's the system sitting there and it's pumping these chemicals that want to fight, flight, or freeze. And it's just, you know, it's just, that's what's happening. And the amygdala is fired up. And so it's like, okay, great. I see that there's activation. We can just call that activation. Something feels like its survival is threatened. And then checking, is in this moment, is my survival actually threatened? Just right now. Not tomorrow night, not next minute, just this moment. And just to be clear on that, is there a threat right here, right now? It's not going to get quiet immediately, but at least it's a step in the direction to recognize that
Yeah,
in this moment.
I see it's not there, but there's so much belief in my system that it's there.
Mhm.
And then there's also that movement, like there's a lot of energy, and then on the one, the movement to push it down, you know, the brake and the gas and everything.
You know, what we call a lot of energy is oftentimes just activation.
Yeah,
The system is functioning as if there's an existential threat.
yeah.
But for me, that's why it's so important to really check. So we're not jumping over. If there's an actual threat in this moment,
No,
nothing has to be different. Don't have to change what's going on. Just recognize that somewhere the system has been perceiving or sensing or feeling that its existence was threatened. And yet when you check, it's not.
and then the longing pops up that the trembling stops, you know, there's a judgment on it, and
What do you notice?
I can, it's more, the judgment is disappearing.
Oh, fantastic.
And there's more allowness. It's whatever was happening. More. I feel the ground more under my feet and legs. And then, yeah, what you said about the Aikido, you know, that there's no interest to go in a fight with other patterns was playing the same, I guess. And how to play the Aikido role.
Yeah.
It's the reflex of fight, flight is. Yeah. But for now it's.
And you can see that there's an interest to learn.
Yeah, I don't know if I learn, but it's. Yes, there is an interest in.
Yeah.
Also, you know, just walk away, or if that's needed, go away. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Are you, by the way, available for Skypes at the moment, or are you waiting?
Yeah.
Fire is. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Life carries on.
What?
Life carries on.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Thomas? Oh.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Isaac?
Yes, I hear you perfect.
Yeah. This last ripple coming up, and yeah. Thanks, Isaac. Thank you.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Vedanta?
There's a little practical question. My mails don't arrive you. Or did you get yesterday my mail? I don't see you yet now.
Okay, you don't see me?
Yeah, now I see you. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So they return. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. Yeah.
You can try. I have another email, which I don't use that much, but you could try Isaac at Aussie Mail. It's the same. Instead of Namaskar, just Isaac. Try
I
that.
tried
Maybe
both actually. And also Mike 2 weeks ago, also not. So maybe when I can book in this way, your mails receive me. And I paid already. So.
Okay. Thank you. I'll put you in. Thanks, Vedanta. Okay. And I'll send you the link.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Love, peace, beauty. Yeah. Thanks for hosting, Bettina. Thank you, beloveds, for showing up. Love, love,